iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Full-Time Fantasy Show. FullTimeFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Full-Time Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It is time now for the Colorado Rockies podcast preview. Now, the Rockies are in this weird position where they've got too many veterans, and they always seem to go with their veterans. They've got to decide what they want to do. Do you clean house and start over, or do you let other young guys play? Look, you're not beating the Dodgers. I don't think you're beating the Padres. So clean house, start over, build it right, and maybe you got a shot. That's how I look at it. I think this Rocky team is, look, you always want people in Coors Field, but maybe they get traded. Who knows what's going on? So at catcher, there's Tony Walters. I'm not a fan. There's other guys there, but I don't know if anybody really sticks out. Is there a player there that you really want? I don't see it. Elias Diaz, I don't know. It's not good. First base is Daniel Murphy, who is not the same guy that we remember. Daniel Murphy from 2016 was a superstar. Then in 2017, he was good. But since then, he doesn't have the power. When you start first base with Daniel Murphy, you're putting yourself in a hole. I've said this to you before, and I'll say it again. When Danny Murphy hits 15 home runs and Pete Alonso has 45, you're behind by 30. How do you catch that up? You're like, oh, well, I got a shortstop. Well, your shortstop hits 20 home runs and mine hits 16. I only gained 4. You didn't gain enough. It's a problem. It really is a problem. All right, at second base, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Ryan McMahon is going to play. And Bud Black is all in. He thinks that he is going to be the guy who gets most of the starts at second base, and I think that is the plan. McMahon is a really good player, and I think that he's a guy that could absolutely... He strikes out a lot. He really does strike out a lot. But he's got some power, and he's going to play well. My problem with McMahon is, and it's not McMahon's problem, is that he's blocking Garrett Hampson, who I really would like to see in the outfield. But McMahon needs to play, and Hampson needs to play, and Tapia needs to play, and Sam Hilliard needs to play. They got to get these guys out there. At shortstop, it's Trevor Story. Big fan of Trevor Story. This is a guy you build around. He's 27 years old. He's going to hit around 35 to 40 home runs. He's going to steal 20 to 30 bases, and he's going to hit 290. He's a great player. If you're drafting like 9, 10, 11, 12, and you can get Trevor Story, you take him, you build your team around him. Now, I am a little worried about Nolan Arenado. Not because he's not a good player. He's a great player. But I think that he doesn't want to be there anymore. Now, you are talking about a 4-category superstar. You really are. Going to hit around 300. Going to hit 40 home runs. Going to hit over 100 RBIs. Maybe 110, maybe 120. He's going to score 100 runs. Got very little speed, but he's a 4-category superstar. Now, the problem with Arenado is if he gets traded somewhere, is he going to put up those lofty numbers? You might see a 30-90 versus a 40-110 if he leaves Coors Field. Obviously, it's the Coors Field effect. In the outfield, Ian Desmond, and I'm not trying to be mean here, but why is this guy still playing? I know he's going to get 20 home runs and 70 RBIs, but is playing him really what you want to be doing when you're blocking other young guys? Raimel Tapia, Sam Hilliard. I mentioned those guys' names before. I am a David Dahl kind of guy. We're waiting to see this guy finally produce. He's a really good player. Problem with David Dahl is he can't stay healthy. Last year, now here's the deal. Hit 302, 15 home runs, 61 RBIs, in only 374 at-bats. Now, he had 110 strikeouts. The guy strikeouts way too much. He does. But there's talent there. There's legit talent there. So I want Charlie Blackmon gone. I really do. I want Charlie Blackmon gone. Not that he's not good. He's very good. But trade him to a team, right, where that wants his .310 batting average and wants his 25 to 30 home runs. Get rid of Blackmon. Get rid of Desmond. Give me an outfield of Dahl, Hilliard, and Garrett Hampson. And I'll be happy. I love this Garrett Hampson. Love him. Do you know what he did last year in September? In September alone, 5 home runs and 9 stolen bases. This kid just needs to play. If he plays every day, his floor is 15 home runs and 30 RBI and 30 stolen bases. That's his floor. Now, who knows if they're going to let him do it, but I want to see an outfield of Dahl, Hilliard, and Hampson. I don't want to see Blackmon and Desmond. All right, starting pitching. I do like German Marquez. I do. He wasn't as good last year as we thought he would be. But he doesn't walk many guys. Strikes out a ton, but he let up a lot of home runs. A lot of home runs. So the big difference last year from the year before is in 2018, he had 196 innings and 24 home runs. But last year it was 174 innings and 29 home runs. Well, that's going to jump your ERA. But he's still a really good pitcher, and I think you should be in on him. A lot of people like John Gray. I guess I should like him more than I do. I just don't trust John Gray. Walks too many guys for me. I don't know. Then you just got a mishmash of guys I don't want. Kyle Freeland, Peter Lambert, Zenzatella. I'm just not interested. Really not interested. But I do like the bullpen a little bit. Now, Wade Davis is the closer. I get that. But how long? For how long? I don't know. I like the guys behind Wade Davis. I like Scott Oberg, who I think is really good. I like Jairo Diaz, who I think has a really solid arm. I could argue that Carlos Estevez is a pretty good pitcher too. So I think the Rockies bullpen is pretty good, and it's going to need to be because their starting staff is terrible, right? But I wouldn't invest in Wade Davis. I much prefer you guys going with Oberg and Diaz at the very, very end of your draft, and you might catch lightning in a bottle. And then it would be worth it. Okay, you know what else will be worth it? You joining Full-Time Fantasy. Enter the promo code ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months, and we'll hook you up. You go there, and you'll check out Sean Childs' amazing team outlooks, and you will be a smarter player for doing that. All right, guys, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. This is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to Full-Time Fantasy. There's never been a better time to join and go full-time. Visit fulltimefantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO50 for 50% off your first 2 months. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time.